Well, to everybody sitting at home, we welcome you back to our 2018 Royal Melbourne Show live stream. And as you can see at the moment, we are just running a little bit behind time out here. We are still underway judging our ladies hack class over 15 hands, which is class 195. So for all of you sitting back, you have a little bit of time to still relax before we announce and get going with our Matt Greaves Memorial Champion hack. So if you are at home and you're feeling a little bit peckish, grab yourself a nice cheese platter, or perhaps a Sauv Blanc or a red wine, and sit back and enjoy. As in a moment or two's time, we will get underway with our Matt Greaves Memorial Champion hack. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us for our live stream, we welcome you back to the event that majority of you have been waiting for all afternoon. It is indeed our Mac Greaves Memorial Champion Hack for our horses over 15 hands. And let me tell you, just having a look through this field, there is a sensational lineup of open hacks out here at the moment looking to win that coveted red, white and blue sash. So as you can see, our judge has just allowed these horses the opportunity now to all work out. So our stewards have said to these ladies, yes, you can go and warm your horses up. The temperature has significantly dropped out here, leading into, my fingers crossed, a pleasant day tomorrow, fingers crossed, for the Gary Owen. A lot of these horses most likely will come out again tomorrow at some point in time, whether it be for an Esquire, the Gary Owen. In terms of our turnouts that we have out here on our big day tomorrow, our premier day, our Gary Owen equestrian turnout for our ladies. So we have a sensational lineup of horses joining us out here, as I've made mention, and I will endeavour to bring you all the names of these horses a little bit later. So Steve, our mounted marshal, in fact he's our chief mounted marshal, always likes to pick on me and say, oh, I'm talking to myself out here. Steve, welcome again to the live stream.
Good afternoon.
You enjoying it out here?
It was very cold this morning, but it's got better.
Well, these hacks are keeping you on your toes today. You've been very busy.
Absolutely crazy bloody things.
That's because half of them are thoroughbreds off the track. We're not supposed to say that. They're beautiful, kind, loving creatures. As he says that with a laugh, as his horses have done all show, he nuzzles right into me and gives me a cuddle. In fact, he's a spectacular horse. As I give him a nice big pat. Hey, buddy. How you doing? So as you can see, our judge is not yet out into the middle of the ring. He's just allowing these horses to warm up as best as they can, as the majority of them have come off the track. One of them hasn't. One's part riding pony out here, the horse that Ali's on. I spoke to her in Adelaide in relation to this horse, so he's not thoroughbred. But I think pretty much the rest is a strong lineup of thoroughbreds that we are seeing that have at sometimes raced. In fact, Santa Fe, she comes past me now for BC Equine with the GH brand on her, the old Jerry Harvey brand. In fact, I've had the pleasure of riding many horses for Jerry Harvey over the years on the racetrack. In fact, one of my best horses that I rode for Jerry was a horse called Real Time. So it's great to see his brand being produced out here in the show ring. 440, another one of our horses to compete, is that of DP Amazing. Michelle Painter. So this is where my mounted marshals come in handy. So what we are actually waiting for is that we have two horses eligible for this championship out in the Child's hack class at the moment. So this is what we are waiting for. So I'm sure these competitors are absolutely loving this, because by the time they get this champion up and running, these horses will be really warmed up. As the crowd is anxiously watching, it's great to cast my eyes over all of the competitors, all the families, all the people in the grandstand that are sitting there and anxiously waiting. Paul Austin, Clint Bilson, these boys have been out and ridden champion hacks in their own times, are sitting there and enjoying everything. So this gentleman here, Ty, he's awaiting his mount to come back. It's currently working out at the moment, so it won't be too long before Ty gets his horse back. The horse that we are talking about is DS Tulura Forasandro. This particular horse won the gentleman's class that we are waiting on now for Tonya Scaife. It's currently out competing in the child's hack class. So as we are just about to watch our judge make his way out into the centre of the ring, our steward has now called for walk. So Gregory Gross from South Africa, if you are just joining the live stream, is the judge out here. An international flavour this year at the 2018 Royal Melbourne Show, so it's great to have Gregory out here. We've enjoyed watching him judge all day today. In fact, he's been quite a pleasure to talk to. Managed to speak to him a little bit earlier. And at some point in time, most likely once the judging has been completed by Gregory, I'll get the opportunity to speak to him again. So your lineup of horses out here is number 407, Tatinga. You'll also see that of 718, which is Marquise, Courtney Bird. 1742 will be Dior for Stephanie Barrington and McCormick. 444 is Royal Oak Foreign Affairs for Ali Berwick and Emma Barkler. 182 is Santa Fe. For BC Equine, 440 is DP Amazing for Michelle Painter. So they're the horses that we are watching out here at the moment. Some absolutely striking horses that we are seeing out here. In fact, I wish I had brought my off-the-track stuff out here with me. Because as I said, I know a lot of these have been thoroughbreds that have been raced. So 220, Royalwood Centre Stage, also joins us for India Mitchell. As our steward now asks, which is Raymond Butler, asks for a change of the rein through the centre. So a lot of these riders, this is the one that they're all after. They're very much looking forward to seeing who'll be crowned our 2018 champion. Who will it be? Now, not to forget that after we announce our Matt Greaves Memorial Champion hack and our reserve champion, we also have the Gorst Family Award. So what this particular award is it's awarded to the most successful saddle horse at the Royal Melbourne Show. So the winner is determined by points as follows. First is 3 points given to the horses. So every time you've had a win here at the Royal Show, you get given 3 points. Seconds are 2 points, thirds are 1 point. So that's how we will decipher who will be our most successful saddle horse at the Royal Melbourne Show this year for our Gorst Family Award to come up after the presentation of our champion. So in a moment or two's time, we'll sit back and we'll watch the workout. Now, as I said, I haven't actually seen the workout. I'm not too sure what's involved. But no doubt at some point in time we'll get the opportunity to watch and learn so that I can bring it to all of you at home. So again, once I cast my eye down the lineup of people that are sitting in the grandstands watching this, I can see Dale Plum, Heidi Pickstock, Reece Stones, Monica Croston, she's out there. Hello, Monica. Terry and Van Hysen, Greg Mickham, Vicky Laurie's up there. Marie Tompkinson's in the grandstand. She's watching. So is Paul Austin, Clint Bilson, some very big names in the hacking world that are currently watching. As the first of our horses to work out is Dior. Barrington and McCormack's nomination. Let's see what this workout entails. So far they've trotted a figure of 8. I'm assuming we might ask for a lengthen here. Yes, we do. Nice transition into the canter. As Steph said to me earlier, this particular horse is a relatively new horse onto the show ring in terms of coming to Royals, and can easily get a little bit upset about things. But in this particular circumstance, she's dropped a rein to showcase the fact that her horse is working kindly for her, just to give herself a little bit extra. And I think that's what makes the art of showing out here, is a lot of these riders of the likes of Steph, just bring that little bit extra to these particular events. And bearing in mind this is a championship and she knows what she's doing out there, and the crowd are pretty happy with that also. Steph gives a big pat and a smile. 4:07, our next horse out is Tattinger, nominated by J&R Equestrian. Jess in the saddle. Once more, this pair has been so successful over the years of Royal Showing, and Jess, again, she knows what it takes when we speak about the art of showing, or what it takes to present her horse to the nth degree in front of our judge, to make sure that this particular horse at every single moment of this workout is shown off as best as he possibly can be. This combination works so well together, and I'm sure here as we wait for the extension, we'll see a real powerful movement of the stride on this horse, and there he goes. One of his best traits, I think, is that of Tattinger in his length and trot, as he really flicks his feet easily once more up into the canter. Very nice transition back to the walk. Straight back into the canter again with no hassles or worries. Again, another of those riders, when we speak about showcasing the education of their horses, just knowing this horse inside and out, as does Steph Barrington with Dior. She dropped a hand. Just brought this big fella back to a walk through the simple change. This is the beauty of what I love about watching these horses at Royal Shows, is these sensational brow bands that a lot of people at home go to the trouble of making. Not sure who Jess is sponsored by in the likes of her brow bands, but it looks sensational out here under the lights, as do all of them. Our judge just having a really good look over this horse here. A little bit of a sneaky behind the scenes, really taking his time. This is quite interesting watching him. Still looking. 440 is that of DP Amazing and Michelle Painter. Again, this particular horse is no stranger to winning championships at Royal Show level. He's been a sensational horse in the show ring, this fellow. Chester Pinnerton was his racing name, and he wasn't successful on the track. In fact, I think the story behind Michelle and DP Amazing is, I think it might have been, I don't know, you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she was actually had this horse purchased for her as a present, would you believe? Because she always loved him when he was shown by Dale Plum. And I think it might have been her partner or family. I don't know the story completely, but they surprised her with this horse in her stables, as he's now hers, and he's out here competing for our Matt Greaves champion hack. In fact, at some point in time, I'll have to go and talk to Shell and ask everybody exactly what the story was. I'm sure some of you may have heard it 100 times, but just for clarification for myself, I always like to realise that sometimes the things that I say are true. Again, this has been another foot perfect workout in our championship for our hacks. And that is that of DP Amazing and Michelle Painter. Well done, Shell. Again, Gregory having a really good look at the hindquarters of that horse. 444 is the next horse out. Royal Oak Foreign Affairs, Ali Berwick and Emma Barclay's nomination. This horse is continuing on with Royal Show success. I think this particular horse graduated from novice at Adelaide Royal to now being an open hack, and he's continuing on in his successful way as he's now out here competing in another hack championship, this time at Royal Melbourne Show. Really seeing the lengthen now. It takes a few strides to get warmed up, but once up and running, the lengthen started to show. Okay, easily into the canter. You can see the attentiveness of this particular horse, really listening to Alec. The ears flicking back and forth, wondering what it is that she's requiring of him. Back to the walk. Perfect change there. Well, as far as workouts go, all of our horses so far have offered perfect workouts. Nellie's pretty happy with that as well. She offers a big smile to our judge. And again, this is interesting watching Gregory, as he was really concentrating on looking at these horses as they walk past him. Love to know what he's looking for. 182, Santa Fe is the horse currently on screen. She's a really big striding mare, very, very much got a lot of propulsion. She almost floats in the air. This girl, for Bryony Randall and BC Equine. And because she offers so much, I'm thinking that she might give a really big extension down the long side here. Bryony's almost getting a lot of airtime in the saddle, and look at that for an extension. Wowee. Now, it's disappointing for you guys from a live streams perspective because you are coming head on when you see the extension, so you're not getting to see the view of myself and or the judge. To see just how much these horses are stretching out. Bryony opting for a simple change. She's going to be happy with that. That's a beautiful workout for a championship. She's got to be very happy with that. The next of our horses out is the combination of 718. This is, of course, Marquise and Courtney Bird. Courtney is one of our first-year competitors tomorrow into our Gary Owen Equestrian turnout. So she started the show off with a bang. She's out here contesting our championship for our hacks. Again, I think this horse's movement is really accentuated by those 4 white socks and the way in which Marquise travels across the ground. Let's wait for the extension. Again, a really lovely extension being offered. Can see the, oh, unfortunately just broke for her, but smart riding, really, really smart riding from this lady. As he broke, because he struck off on the wrong leg, she decided, why not? I'm not going to correct it. I'm going to keep going. So then in the opinion of the judge, I actually asked for that. So that was really, really clever piece of riding there. He almost just unfortunately looks a little bit tense, this fellow, to me. This is the beauty of having him out here all day today, so that when he hits the arena tomorrow for the Gary Owen, All those little bugs would have been worked out. Not saying that he put in a bad workout. He's a sensational horse, but just looking as though he's just a bit uptight. The temperature has dropped. Still a sensational looking animal. I'd love to take him home and have him in my stable. I don't think Cord had given to me though. 220, our next horse out is Royal Wood Centre Stage, India Mitchell's nomination. So we see another big extension across the long side, coming from Royal Wood Centre Stage. As we see another lovely type of horse coming out here for our championship. In fact, our judge has done a brilliant job in deciphering all of his winners from the day. It's been a long day. Well done. Well done, India. And Royal Wood Centre Stage. As we await now, I think we are awaiting one more horse to come into our championship. So whilst we've got a little bit of a delay, in fact, I'll just walk past our steward, Raymond Butner, and ask him if we are awaiting an extra horse. Raymond, are we just awaiting a horse here? Waiting on 2 horses from the Childs. Okay, so there you go for everybody back at home. We're just waiting on 2 horses from the Childs hack class. Whilst we have this opportunity, I'll speak to some of our competitors. They must get sick of talking to me, these girls, because it always seems to be the same girls that I end up talking to all the time. That's probably because they all keep winning. And if they'd all stop winning, they wouldn't have to talk to me. But I don't think that they want to stop winning, so in which case they should be happy to talk to me. Well, Jess Tattinger offered you a beautiful workout out there.
Yeah, he was fantastic. Really happy.
Just awaiting 2 more competitors to come out here. The temperature's dropped. It's starting to get a little bit cold, but he didn't offer any tenseness at all.
No, he was really soft. Gave me everything I asked for. So now the nervous wait in the cold.
Well, you've got your cheer squad over there. I can see Reese sitting in the stands. What does he think? Does he get nervous out there? You're always the one out here riding, but does he ever feel a little bit of nervousness?
No, he never gets nervous for me. He's pretty good eyes on the ground. He's always really calm. I guess which helps, preparation, so it keeps me relaxed as well. So no, he never does.
Well, we sit back and wait because our next horse is out, and I'll catch that number in just a minute. I'm pretty sure that this will be DS Teluro for Sandro. I don't think they could have got a harder name for me to pronounce, these guys, if they had have tried. Looking sensational as we come across the arena, and it is that of 430, so I was right. Tonya Scaife's nomination. So we sit back and await the extended trot across the long side. Well, Shell, this boy's been a very successful boy for you over the years, but I was speaking a little about how you came to get this horse. Tell us about the story for him.
Yes, it's quite a story. My mare that I was showing, she had an injury and couldn't be ridden anymore. And unbeknownst to me, my partner and Dale Plum and Heidi Pitstop came up with this plan that I could ride him in the Gary Owen for my 40th birthday, which was on the Gary Owen day. And then after the Gary Owen, which we placed fifth in, they told me that that Kirk had actually purchased him for me. So it was quite a surprise.
And he continually keeps winning for you at Royal Show level. So it's a wonderful story. So I was right for everybody sitting at home. I did say that it happened somewhat along those lines. Well, Dior, it's a Jerry Harvey horse. It's good to see Jerry's horses. Now, Jerry's horses at one point in time has been one of my best racehorses, a horse called Real Time, I should say. He was a really good horse for me. Dior, was he fast on the track?
I'm going to be honest, I don't really know.
Well, it doesn't matter. You don't have to know because he's not on the track anymore. He's out here.
I hope he wasn't fast. No, I mean, he's by Zabiel, so super sire of many racehorses and also many show horses that have been very successful. So I think either whether they're fast or slow, it doesn't really matter.
Well, Jerry always has the best, and that's why he's by Zabiel. So this offices, Jerry doesn't have anything that's second nature in his stables. Okay, here we go. Just the last horse to work out here, as I'll try and bring to you whom this combination will be. $1030 is Coal Beach Party for Penelope and Tiffany Greenhill. It's the last of our horses in our Matt Greaves Memorial Champion Hack. In fact, I'm going to interrupt these two here now. I'm going to say, oh, look at that. Our steward just took off 100 miles an hour. Bri, how you going?
Yeah, good. Now relieved.
It is. It's done and dusted. She's a beautiful mare, Santa Fe. How'd you come to get her?
Yeah, she was actually owned by Martine, who did a lot of the work and training. She was a dressage horse up in Sydney, and she was sent down here, and she's been quite the difficult one.
I saw that before. We were trying to give you a first place ribbon, and she was out on the track, not wanting a bar of it. But I look at her, and she's got so much explosive movement underneath her, and you really, as a rider, you showcase that every bit out there in the championship. But from a riding's perspective, is she hard? Because it almost looks as like the elevation. There's so much airtime in the saddle.
She's actually amazing to sit on when she's keeping 4 feet on the ground. Yeah.
By the sounds of things, Santa Fe, that's a hard task for you. This beautiful horse here behind me is one of my favourite. In fact, I'd like to have this horse in my stable, Marquise. I don't reckon she'll give him to me, though, especially since you're competing in the Gary Owen tomorrow. Court, how you going?
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit nervous now, but look, yeah, the prep's all done at home, so let's hope.
Heading into our Gary Owen tomorrow from here, how do you see this? Obviously, he's all platted up and ready to go now. Do you redo the plats? What's your preparation after our championship?
He'll go have a sleep in the stable, relax, and then we'll re-wash him, plat him, and work him tomorrow and start all over again.
There you go. See, I was wondering that. So he'll get replatted tomorrow. So our judge is making his way back, which means I'll move out of the lineup and allow our judge to continue on with this particular class. So he's having a really good look now at each and every one of his horses in the lineup, just going over them one more time. And it looks a real picture out here. As I said, those beautiful brow bands glistening under the lights. As all of our horses are standing up lovely and square and patient. It's quite uncommon for some of our racehorses to be standing the way that they are. So in a moment or two's time, we are going to actually know who our champion is, because what we're going to do is obviously bring in our reserve, a challenger. So whoever ran second to our champion will be asked to come into our arena to challenge for the reserve. Now, from a challenger's perspective, I think that's going to be one hell of a task, because every horse that's out here is exceptional. So whom will it be to come in and challenge? Well, let's keep an eye on the numbers. I might make my way down to the gate. So this is the part for our riders that we all sit there and watch the gate anxiously to see whether the horse that ran second to you is actually there and going to come in. And in fact, then you know that it is you that is being crowned the premier hack for 2018 here at our Royal Melbourne Show. Whom will it be? We're still waiting. Perhaps our horse might be out here. Again in our child's class, potentially by the looks of things, that looks like what may have happened. So once more, I'll walk behind our stewards as our ringmaster, Warren Warboys, makes his way across to our child's hack. As one of these horses I'm anticipating is going to be called into our championship. So we wait in angst to see who it is. So I'm going to have a look at the number for myself to see whom was crowned champion. We don't know yet. The boys with the tablets and the girls with the tablets that do all the information behind the scenes, they don't know anything either. But our ringmaster is watching. So we sit back and wait. So also here for our presentation of the Matt Greaves Memorial Champion Hack from Equestrian Victoria, we have the chairman in Mitch Fox. So it's wonderful to have the chairman of Equestrian Victoria out here to make the presentation. And in a moment or two, our challenge will come in. So everybody's sitting back and waiting. And by the looks of things, in a moment or two's time, we'll be having our challenger come out into the arena. Well, it looks like we're after the grey horse in Rolex the second to come in and challenge. But the question is, still whom is our champion? Because we haven't actually officially announced that yet. And of course, I'm not going to do that either. So they've been given the workout, so here we go. Let's watch our challenger. And it's a good challenger too. This horse has already won the Pope Cup today. So what a good challenger. We've come in to vie for the purple sash. Beautiful, striking grey horse is this horse. Raced under the name of Grey Assassin by Bradbury's Luck. Let's see what this particular boy can offer on the long side as far as extensions are concerned. There he goes now. Now he's striding out. There's the extension that we were after. Took him a few strides, but he's into it now. Up into an easy canter. Now this is quite a challenge. This is quite the challenge as far as the workout is concerned. Really, really nice simple change through the centre. Just getting himself a bit disunited there when he come back down through the transitions. But nothing that would be disappointing about that workout at all. In fact, that was almost foot perfect. You're going to be very happy with that. Well done, Shell and all the team. So plenty of people watching in anticipation, so we already know who our champion is. But we'll have to wait and see who's crowned reserve champion. So I'll make my way down to the presentation area where I might get the opportunity to speak to Mitch Fox from Equestrian Victoria, our chairman. This beautiful sash and trophy and garland. Philippa Harcourt makes the garlands. In fact, I left all my notes upstairs, but she's written me a piece about each and every one of these garlands. And it's quite sensational how she comes up with the ideas for each and every one of them. So our chairman from Equestrian Victoria, Mitch Fox, what a striking lineup of horses. You'd be happy with this?
Very impressive. For 2018 at the Royal Melbourne Show, to have a hack lineup as strong as this is really encouraging for the sport. The horses out here, the consistency of great quality and standard is just amazing. I think the judge today has done a wonderful job to get such a beautiful lineup of horses.
Well, we've enjoyed having him here, and we'll let you get to the presentation. It's been our pleasure watching this gentleman judge all day. And then after he's made the presentation, I'll get the opportunity to speak to the man himself. He's been doing all the hard work. So in a moment or two's time, I'll call forth the winner of the Matt Greaves Memorial Champion Hack. And Matt Greaves himself was elected to the RASV Council in 1968 and made a life councillor in 1988. He served on the horse committee for many years and was a ringmaster here from 1973 through to 84. And our winner of this particular event goes to 407 Tattinger, J&R Equestrian. Well done, Jess and Reese. Well, congratulations to all the team, and it was a beautiful workout put in place by this particular horse. He did everything right, and Jess knows him oh so well. So they were runner-up earlier today in our Pope Cup, and now they've been crowned champion. So this is the one that everybody's awaiting, because we could all act back at home, if you've been following all day, know who the champion was. But now, no one has any idea as to whom the reserve is going to be. It could be any one of these particular horses. Every one of them worked perfectly out there. In fact, there was no stuff-ups in any way, shape and form. These riders will go home knowing that they left everything out here on the arena. And our jug, Gregory Goss from South Africa, has been doing a wonderful job, and in a moment or two's time, after our reserve is sashed, I might get the opportunity to speak to our judge and say thank you to him for all of his hard work. We've enjoyed having him here. So now we're going to invite our reserve champion as we await main broadcast. Rolex the second for Michelle Labar, number 1326. So we've virtually seen our Pope Cup lineup. So our challenger has come out here and stolen the reserve away from the rest of this lineup. So congratulations to these two. So this is virtually how we saw the Pope Cup earlier today, where we had 3 judges out here. This time it has been reversed. It goes the way of Tattinger, and Rolex the second gets the reserve. Well, I think a big congratulation goes to all of our competitors that made it this far in our championship for our hacks. And as I walk behind our photographers, as to not disrupt them in any way, shape and form, because they hate me standing in front of their photos, I'll go and have a talk to our judge in just a moment's time. So in just a moment or two's time, these horses will be making their way out of the arena. And I'll get this opportunity to speak to our judge. As we line up these horses. For that photo. So these two should be used to this as they've had so much fun today. They've been out here already. Trophy rug from George Adams from a Perpetual Trophy and a gift prize supported by Poisson Equine Proprietary Limited. So it's great to have them out here. So Gregory, well, your job's done and dusted now for this afternoon. Let me tell you, what a lineup of horses. Wow.
I don't think I've ever had such a magnificent lineup of horses anywhere in the world. So congratulations to all riders and everyone involved.
And
Unbelievable.
And it's a credit to the horse also that ran reserve champion to come in as a challenger and be able to steal that away from our other winners is something on its own as well.
The grey horse just shimmered under the spotlight. Congratulations.
Well, we've had so much fun having you down here, making the journey from South Africa and bearing in mind that there's been lots of comments around the trap saying what a lineup of hacks, and I'm glad that you've enjoyed what we've had to offer here in Australia.
An unbelievable experience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That's Gregory. He's our judge. He's done a brilliant job as we watch Tattinger and Rolex II leave the arena. So as far as the live stream is concerned, ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you have enjoyed all of our coverage that we have brought to you today, from the Providence Cup, to the Pope Cup, and to now our Matt Greaves champion hack. So from all of us upstairs here at the Royal Melbourne Show, we'll be back here tomorrow. Guess what? It's the big one. We'll see these horses out in action again for our Gary Owen equestrian turnout. Well, actually, before we do this, I think, but I just better clarify, that we may have one more presentation to be had. But I'm not too sure. So as far as the live stream goes, our live stream should be ending after our Hack Championship. So as I said, from our live stream, we bid you a farewell, good night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Don't put that around, Joe.
journey.